Hello AP Statistics students. I wanted to give you a few video tutorials on some statistics technology that I'd like you to be able to use. So one of the requirements is that you have all the necessary graphs and tables using appropriate software. I'd rather you not do things by hand for this project. So I want to show you a program called JASP that will do this for you. And today you'll have hopefully already downloaded that program as you are watching this. So here is the updated Excel spreadsheet with all the data. And you've got the sample data over here on the right. So if you type in a random number, it will then pull the fifth person there. You see them over here. Depending on what random number you type in. So when you do a more complicated sampling method, you'll have to type those in by hand if you do a stratified or something. But this one I'm going to do a simple SRS. So equals random between 1 to 23,000. So that generates a random number between 1 and 23,000. And then I'm going to copy that down. And now I have a sample of like 50 or 60 points, and I have all of the data. Now what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this data into this software program. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to hit copy, Control C. Now, word to the wise, or a word of warning, about random numbers in Excel. They continuously generate every time you update anything in Excel. So if I type into another cell here and I hit enter, did you catch how all the random numbers changed again? So if you get a data set and you want to keep that data set, like, hey, this is going to be my sample, I would highly recommend you highlight it all, copy, make another sheet. Okay, so sheet 1, I can even rename that as scenario 1, and then paste it in this sheet, Control V. Oops, it didn't take. Let me Control copy again, Control paste. You're like, oh no, it didn't work. What's happened? Well, there's different ways of copying and pasting in Excel, and if you just hit Control V, it tries to copy all the same formulas and the right references. As you can see, it's hashtag reference. The correct references are not on this page. All right, so that didn't work, but don't worry, there is a way to do it. Let me copy again. All right, just go up to paste and try a different one. Okay, the first one didn't work. Try the next one. Nope, nope, nope. Hey, there's the transpose Bolt was talking about the other day. Nope, nope. Hey, that one worked. Try one until it works. Okay. Now these will not change because they are simply pasted values, and now you can keep this data set. So, but we're not going to use Excel. We are going to use this program called JASP. All right, so we're going to, first thing we got to do is save this data as a CSV. Okay, it's a special data set that's very simple. It's comma, it's where all the numbers are spaced by commas or something like that, but many programs can read it. So I'm going to go File, Export, change file type, and I want a CSV, that one right there, comma delimited, very simple file format. Hit Save As. You can put it wherever you want, in your downloads, in your desktop, anywhere that you can find it again. name it something that you can find. All right, and it now has saved that data. Now I'm going to open that data in JASP. All right, so open, computer, browse. Now you simply have to figure out where you saved it. Mine is a little buried, so give me 1 second. All right, and here is my sample data. All right, here it is. Opens it all up for us. Now, let's see, what are we doing? We took a sample, and we need things like what? The average, the standard deviation, maybe a graph of the data or some kind. I think we're doing attendance participation or attendance percentage right now, aren't we? So it's a one sample quantitative. So how can we get that? Well, all the things you need are up here. Descriptives, t-tests, ANOVA, you'll be researching that later. Regression, we'll be doing that later. Frequencies, that's a fancy way of looking at proportions. Hopefully that makes some sense. It took me a while to figure that out, but frequencies will give you proportions. But right now, we're going to start with descriptives. Okay? So let's see here. What are we going to do with this? What variable, here's all the variables in the data set do we want? We want attendance percentages. So you can click on it, either click the arrow, or you can simply click and drag it over. And hey, look, it already gives us a bunch of descriptive statistics. It gives us the sample size, it gives us the average, it gives us the standard deviation, the minimum, the maximum. How awesome is that? It gives us all of it. All right, you can click on a few other things if you want. If you want a stem and leaf, there is a stem and leaf plot of it. Almost kind of like a histogram there for you. So you can play around, click on certain things to see what you want. Plots. Here's your distribution plot here. There you go. All right, again, you got to have graphs in your report. There you've got a histogram already of your data set. All right. Again, you can certainly play around with other pieces. You can change the number of bins if you want. Always learn how to play around with software. Click on things, see what they do, what is something good, what's something bad. But play around with it a little bit. Let's see, we don't want a scatter plot or any of that. Let's go to statistics. Was there anything we want there? If you want the median, the mean, all kinds of things. If you want the IQR, you can have it report the IQR. Now the IQR is there for you. All kinds of things for you to take a look at and put on there. If you want the quartiles, it's all there. All right, well, that's a good start for our descriptive statistics. We have a sample distribution here, but what we need really is we wanted to do some one sample statistics, right? A one sample t-test or a one sample t-interval. That is what we were looking for. Well, we're now going to go to t-tests. We're doing classical right here, and we want the one sample t-test now. Let me maximize this for us. All right, so as you can see up here at the top, we now have another analysis menu bar here. We just did the descriptive statistics a few minutes ago, so if you ever want to go back, you can go back. But I'm going to come back to the one sample. All right, what are we doing again? We're doing attendance percentage, so drag that over. We want a, oh, look at that, confidence interval in gray. Don't you think I want that? Let's grab that. Thank you very much. We want the student t-test, right? It's a mean, so we use a student t-test, not the z-test. Hopefully some of this is looking familiar. Everything else looks good. And if we scroll over here on the right for our analysis, down here at the bottom, we now have our one sample t-test. All right. we have a lower for our 95% confidence interval. We have our upper for our 95% confidence interval. We have a p-value of less than 0.001. Now, what was our null hypothesis? I think it even says, for the student t-test, the alternative hypothesis specifies that the mean is different from 0. That's not what we wanted, right? We thought it was 88%, didn't we? And so we got to change that. So the test value is over here. This is our null test value, not 0. We thought it was 88. Okay. In this case, though, it still doesn't change there. Do I need 0.88? I think I needed 0.88 for 88%. Now, this is a two-tailed test. As you can see, the alternative hypothesis is that it is not equal to. That's how I was able to get the confidence interval. So we think it's greater than 88. So I'm going to go greater than 88. But still, the p-value is still less than 0.001. It's definitely small. You lose your upper for the confidence interval that way, but you can always just click it back to get your confidence interval. All right, that's the first thing I wanted to show you, is how you can get two things: descriptive statistics to get your different histograms and sample statistics here, and then also how you can do a one sample t-test. Everything we do is going to be up here, so hopefully you can start playing around. I'm not going to show you everything that this program can do, or at least not everything you need it to do. I'm hoping you can start to play around with it and figure it out, kind of like I've been doing. Good luck.